Peace and love. All praises to the Most High, to the Most High. Grand Rising, good evening, or whenever I decide to upload this video. Because apparently that the algorithm has changed for YouTube, that now I can't do live videos from my mobile phone or from the home computer. I don't know what they got going on, man. But it seems like every time you start talking about the truth or something like that, the algorithm changes, especially when it comes to us. Yeah. Once again, I want to thank everybody for the well wishes and whatnot, man, because it's a terrifying experience, and I'm still trying to clear the cobwebs out of my head, of what just took place. And I want to start with some of the gentleman pointed out to me that he asked me, have I caught the COVID virus before? And I was like, yeah, I've caught the COVID virus before. And he was like, when you catch that virus, it does something to your DNA, and a lot of people are getting allergies or some sort of things that they didn't used to, some sort of ailments that they didn't have before are coming to the forefront now because of COVID. I don't know if that's true or false, but I know from my personal experience, I've never been allergic to that severity to anything, okay, to where my tongue swelled up, my eyes swelled shut, heart stopped, basically, and they brought me back and all this other craziness. They had to spit in the ER, and yeah, it was a real eye-opener. And I think it's awoke something within me where I just, pretty much have zero tolerance for any BS. Because you start to realize once you're on that, once they're working on you and stuff, and your life really does pretty much flashes before your eyes. You go through a whole bunch of stuff. I started seeing my mom, my dad, my kids. Did I have all my affairs in order? But stuff like that kind of goes through your mind. And then I started thinking I'm not ready yet because I still have a lot of message to give to a lot of my people. So therefore, I'm still here. There's a couple of things I want to talk about in this video. One is the Ukraine situation. I kind of have mixed feelings about that Ukraine situation because, we as a people, we are compassionate people. We are a forgiving people, and we try and look out for the other races. Not races, but other race of people. Because that's just in our nature. And through this new technology of videos and, sharing and whatnot, and immediate information that we get, I'm seeing some pretty disturbing videos, which I see from my own two eyes, and I sent it out to a few people of the Africans or African Americans or black people or darker skinned folks. Well, in Ukraine, apparently they're not allowing them to leave before the non-melanated folks. They're sitting there right there to get on the train, and apparently they're pushing them back for them not to get on the train. They're gonna let their own first on the train first. In a time of war, in a time of bombing, in a time of whatever, it just goes to show, man, when the shit hits the fan, all that, kumbaya stuff, and we can live together, self-preservation is a motherfucker. And I think I touched on that not too long ago, that self-preservation is a motherfucker, okay? When it really comes down to it, when it really all gets down to the thick of things, you're going to self-preserve. Whatever situation you're going to figure out how to survive yourself. If it means, making sure that your culture or race or whatever survives, you're going to go all out to do so. Well, other races go all out to do so because for some reason that part of our DNA, it seems to be non-existent. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why we don't have the self-preservation gene to the extent like everybody else does. I don't understand why we always have to sit back and meditate or whatever, hold a sign up and pray and this, that, and the other for some sort of relief to our enemies and our oppressors. We're being oppressed all the way around the globe. And we need to wake up and really see what's going on. We are very spiritual people. We are very powerful people. Whatever we do, it spreads like wildfire. Whatever we do as an entertainment, it spreads like wildfire. Whatever we do as far as ideas, it spreads like wildfire. We have done so many great things for this planet. Now I can actually say the planet that is crazy. And for us to always get continuously treated this way is just absurd. And we always want to say that it's okay, it's all right, it'll get better. Well, it seems like we're too stuck into that mode that it's okay, it's all right, and it's going to get better. Because obviously it's not going to get better. It hasn't gotten better in 50-some years. It hasn't gotten better in 100-plus years. It hasn't gotten better in 200-plus years, 400 years, 500 years, 600 years. It hasn't gotten any better. So what are we waiting for? We've been tortured, beaten, raped, maimed, thrown to alligators, separate bathrooms, separate this, separate, all this separatism, and we're still here and we're still surviving and we're still moving along. We need to get to the point right now, man, where our self-preservation needs to be at an all-time high, all time, protect us at all costs. Just like every other race does. Asians do it, Samoans do it, Mexicans do it, El Salvadorians do it. You know what I'm saying? All these other races protect themselves at all costs. We're the only race that wants to blend in with the other races to make sure that everything is okay. And it's just kind of crazy to me. Why we always want to be the ones that always want to go along to get along. I think them days is over. Once I upload this video, I want to hear some comments on that. I really think them days is over with, that we have to go along to get along. I really think them days is over that we just sit back and watch them kill us. I think them days is over where we sit back and hope for a better day, when we can make our own better day by force. Not by asking, not by pleading, not by hoping, but by force. Because obviously, the old ways are not working. They're never going to work. They're not going to start to work or anything like that. Because when the Black Panther Party got up and they started bearing arms and stuff like that, things started changing. When Malcolm X got up there and started talking about we need to defend ourselves at all costs, and we did start doing that, things started changing. When the slave revolts were happening back then, that they don't really teach you about in the history books, killing the slave masters and whatnot, taking over whole plantations and all that stuff. Yeah, that stuff used to happen. That's when things started to change. But as soon as we let our foot up off the gas and we try to sit with them and be happy with them, things go back to business as usual. And I'm talking like this because obviously what we've been doing has not been working at all. We need to keep our foot on the gas. We need to meet force with 10 times more force to get what we need and want. Now, I'm not saying going out there and start snatching people up and all this other stuff and beating them down. However, what I am saying is this: if somebody comes at you and somebody calls you the N-word, somebody in whatever type of higher authority feels that they're gonna press their authority upon you to the point that it might result in death, we need to come back with 10 times more force and make them stop or reverse the situation where the death will come in their favor. Not in their favor, but in our favor. We need to stop this hoping. For real. We need to stop doing this hope shit that you think that the Sky Daddy is going to come down and rescue you and give you better days. You can sit up there and get on your knees all you want to. You can sit up here and hold your hands up if you want to, but that motherfucker got a gun across from you and whatnot, he's going to pull that trigger, or she's going to pull that trigger, and they're going to kill you. While you sitting up here with your hands up to Sky Daddy. I mean, let's just keep it real. I know it's an uncomfortable subject, and it's unfortunately that we're here at this point, and the realization is this is what's happening. This is not a hate speech. This is a survival speech. Okay, let's get that straight right now. This is not a hate speech. This is not a hate talk. This is a survival talk. You know, I send people videos and whatnot of the situations that we are going through. And we need to be aware of our surroundings at all times. We need to be aware of who we are dealing with on the surface, on the background, that's interwoven into this society that we are in and globally. We need to stop acting like they're not going to take their self-preservation over ours. There's a few out there that will help us out. But as far as the majority goes, it's not happening. You know, they control everything. And we need to gain control of some of these things. And we need to stop falling for this art of misdirection. You know, the election of this black Supreme Court justice and also a woman. That's just a thing of misdirection, man. Okay? So what? So what? That's just misdirection. And we've been suckered into this misdirection bullshit for so fucking long that is sickening. You know, as soon as they see us rising up and doing what we normally do as warriors, then people start listening. But as soon as we take our foot up off the gas, they start doing fuck shit. There's all type of investigations coming about all these killings and stuff that they're doing. There's killings that are going on right now. They're still hanging people, okay? They're still hanging us and calling it suicide. They shot that man in his own house. He was sleeping at a no-knock warrant. And they wasn't even coming for him. They was looking for somebody else, but they shot him up. They executed him. And then now you hear about these other 2 police officers. I think it was in in Georgia somewhere, where a man was in a parked car or something like that. He was sleeping in the parked car, and you look the story up for yourself. But he was in the parked car or sleeping in the car, and I guess there was some sort of disturbance out of this crack house or whatever it was that he was, some drug area. But anyways, they I don't know if they startled the man or whatever. The man turned on the car, and the 2 police officers standing in front of the car. He started to engine up, and he decided to, I don't know if he decided to do anything or what exactly happened, how this took place. But anyways, 2 police officers killed him, shot him dead. Immediately, these 2 officers were fired and charged with manslaughter and I think attempted murder or murder. Immediately. Now, if you guys haven't heard about this story or anything like that, go look the story up. And I didn't even have to look at the story, but my gut feeling told me that I can bet my bottom dollar that these 2 police officers were not of the Caucasian descent, I should say. I said I could just feel it in my gut feeling, in my spirit, that I can look this story up, because they was immediately fired, immediately reprimanded, immediately charged, and I could just feel it in my gut saying, you know what, I bet something's telling me that these guys are either Spanish or black. Sure enough, when I open up the page and look at the page, what do I see? 2 brothers, police officers, immediately dismissed from their job and everything else. And yeah, make your own conclusion. So obviously there's a double standard. Now, I'm not saying that they're justified what they did. I'm not saying it was cool for what they did. But what I am saying, you can clearly see that there's a double standards for us as to them. This stuff is so interwoven into this justice so-called system that there is 2 laws. There's the laws for Mr. Charlie, and then there's the laws for us. Just like we need to work twice as hard, do twice as much to get just to the same point as Mr. Charlie, the same rules apply in the justice system. It's so interwoven, it's so just taking us by storm that we barely know how to combat this situation. This is nuts. It's proven there with police officers. Even they, the minority police officers, the very little percentage that we have up there, they still are scrutinized even if they attempt to protect us. They got their own police union to get what they need. So even though they're the same complexion as us and everything else, they still can't protect us in the way that they want to protect us because of the other racism that is embedded into the system. This has been going on for years, for centuries, for forever. This is just how it is. We need to get back to the basics, man. We need to handle this situation. We really need to do what we need to do to survive. Hey, well, if it means to take a few of them motherfuckers out, take a few of them motherfuckers out. If it means that our self-preservation needs to come first by taking a few of them motherfuckers out, that's exactly what the fuck we need to do. Because they're going to do it to us. We need to educate ourselves. We need to arm yourself. We need to practice your Second Amendment rights. You need to learn the laws and the rules of the land. You need to know if your state has a stand your ground law or not. You need not to be afraid to stand your position. Women, you need to start traveling in twos or pairs when you travel somewhere, long distance or whatnot. Men, you need to learn how to talk to these people in a respectful and professional manner, so that when things go south, you have every right in the whole wide globe to protect yourself. Even though they're gonna throw the book at you and say that you didn't, when they review the tapes and they review the conversations and they review everything, and if they see that you have come at these people at a non-combative way and still the things went south and you had to do what you gotta do, you have a stronger chance of winning. It's not being a punk to go home. Okay? Let's make that clear. You're not a chump, a punk, or anything if you talk with respect to these folks and talk properly to these people to go home. Because you're outgunned, you're outmanned. You don't have a vest on. You don't have the tactical gear on. You don't have none of that on to help you out if the situation goes south. So what if you have a strap? Doesn't matter. It's no match for a person that's in full combat gear. However, if you come at these people in a professional manner and a respectable way and stuff like that, and things go south, you have every right to defend yourself and do what needs to be done. Okay? When you see a brother or a sister in there, you know, it only takes one person or maybe two people to record the situation. The other people that are standing around in the masses, you need to get up there and step in and snatch that motherfucker up off your people, or whatever it takes to get these people up off of your people to de-escalate the situation. Okay? There's strength in numbers. That's what do you think what do you think it is when them folks come see one of us? There's about 20 or 30 squad cars there for one person, or maybe two people. If there's two people, it might be 60 squad cars there. They got the whole block lit up just for two motherfuckers. We need to be doing and acting in the same manner and the same characteristics as them. When they come out and do something to one of us, we need to swarm and make sure they get the hell up off of our necks. Like I said, I'm not promoting any violence against them, but what I am promoting is self-preservation. I am promoting that to the most highest level. Self-preservation, protecting you, protecting your family, protecting everything about us. And we need to be on code like that when it comes to protecting us. Just like, okay, when the Jews came out in force, it protected their religion and society against Nick Cannon and Whoopi Goldberg. Okay? We need to be on the same code, regardless, however we think about one another. When it all goes down, we need to be on the same exact code. Come out in the masses and tell them motherfuckers to apologize and start snatching money from their pocketbooks. Okay? That's what we need to be doing. Everybody's not going to agree with each other. Okay? Everybody's not going to agree with the tactics of one another. However, if this benefits us as a whole, it doesn't matter. You need to be on board. Shut your mouth, sit back in the cut, just like the rest of them do, and go along as long as it makes us go forward. It enhances us to go forward. Okay? That's what we need to be doing. As long as it enhances us to go forward, that's what we need to be doing. Everybody's not going to have the same beliefs or whatever. However, as a whole collective, if it moves the whole collective forward and it benefits the whole collective, that's what page we need to be on. Just like these United States. There's a lot of shit that we don't agree to. However, if it benefits the whole collective, they're going to move forward. You can sit in the background and bitch, whine, and moan all you want to, but as long as this country is moving forward to a greater placement, that's how this is going to pan out. Okay? That's how this shit's going to work, and that's what type of code we need to be on. If anything you think I'm saying is wrong or something like that, somebody please protect me. Comment in the comments there and let me know. You know, write me up and let me know, because I'm gonna start making these videos back to back so we can get some education around here and stay on code, because we lose focus fast, myself included, because we got so many things coming at it. I was gonna say, whatever happened to the Omicron and COVID, and you notice how they kind of killing that off right now? They're not really talking about it too much. They're really focused on the war over there. You guys need to start looking at the art of misdirection and attitude of transfer of wealth that's going on behind the scenes. There's a massive transfer of wealth that's going on behind the scenes while we're sitting up here staring at the screen talking about those poor Ukrainians. You look at the stock market and everything, and investments and all that, they're dropping like rocks, but they're rebounding very, very quickly as everybody is running to invest in certain things that will transfer wealth. In some cases, it might even balance it out if we're all on code. Not only I'm gonna start giving out investment advice, but you, according to the laws and everything, you invest at your own risk and everything. All I can do is give you some information about these things, and you can make your own decisions if you want to invest, buy, or hold, sell, whatever. You know what I'm saying? How to move our money around to benefit us, how to buy properties and stuff like that. We need to really be getting into that. How to get our grocery stores, and how about black product stores? How come our products are in the hands of the Asian community? For our hair, our skin, and everything are in the hands of their community. We need to take our power back, our spending power back. We need to hold our dollars in our community, okay? That's basically what we need to do. There's a spiritual warfare and a great awakening that's happening right before our eyes, man. They're trying to hide it and everything, but it's too late. It's too late. People are waking up to this shit. People are really seeing what exactly is going on out here. And those who think that things are going to go back to the way they was, I really feel sorry for you. Those things are never going to go back to the way they was, because they keep pulling the veil back on so many different things that you just shake your head every time something else happens. You relax for a second, then you see this. The Ukraine situation is right there. Just when you kind of relax, you know shit is fucked up in the background, but then all of a sudden, you know, you see all these things that's going on, saying that they're not letting the black folks out of the country. They're letting the white folks on the trains first to get out of Ukraine. Self-preservation. We're not using our self-preservation. We need to do that. We need to use our self-preservation to the fullest. Racist, prejudice, whatever you want to call it, that's what we need to be on. We need to be on that. I know some of y'all probably looking at shit, you want us to be proud, how we want to act like them. Why not? If your son or daughter was being abused or beat up, or a family member being beat up like that, just take that in consideration, okay? You mean to tell me you wouldn't come to their rescue to help them out? Why wouldn't you? And you know you would. That's the type of shit we need to be on. We need to be on all of that. That right there. Excuse me. Real talk. We need to be on that. We'll get a lot further and get a lot more things done at a lot faster pace if we all got on code and started doing just that. Okay? For real, for real. That's something that I wanted to share with y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know if some of y'all are really on code or ready to be on code. Because obviously this is a global situation that they're not feeling us. They haven't been feeling us for some years. And we're still going for the okie doke. You know, let me know. Let your boy know, man. Let me know how you guys feel. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. You know, let me know about all these situations. Let me know about some of these topics that we need to talk about. The next topic I'm going to talk about, and I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, but I want y'all to think and use some of your common sense on this one, and it's polygamy. I can already hear some of the women right now up in arms, ready to fight me, but I want y'all to listen to what I have to say with an open mind. And look at the benefits, and there's some negative features into that. And I want to know if y'all think of this as like a Western cultural type of thing, or is it something that's been forced upon to us, or is this totally out of pocket and bad? Okay, so that'll be my next video. Okay, it'll be about polygamy, because I had a very in-depth conversation with a couple of people about it, females, and if you took a couple of things up out of it, it kind of made sense. So anyways, leave your thoughts and comments there, man. One love, one peace to all y'all. Peace and love and blessings. You know, stay strong, keep your head on the swivel. I love each and every one of y'all. So I hope to see y'all again real soon. Gone. Peace. Most praises to the Most High.